and I am back from my birthday celebration. If you are pretty new to my channel, I want you to hit the like button and then subscribe button and share this video if it touches you in any aspect. Um, and for all of my viewers, I want to say thank you all for always tuning into my channel and sharing my work. My goal is to help create some level of visibility for Liberia and also to encourage Liberians in and out of the diaspora to help develop the country and move it in direction that we would like to see, and instead of always depending on government interaction, government intervention, not interaction, government intervention to get some things done. So for this reason, I come on YouTube to encourage Liberians in and outside of the diaspora. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning into my channel. If you like this video, at any point, please give it a thumbs up and share it. Comment if you have any questions. So I'm gonna make this very brief today. This live is about the community development that you guys have seen both on the Liberian TV channel and also on my channel. I have received endless messages really, and I'm truly grateful that more and more Liberians are opening their eyes to help develop Liberia, and that Liberia does depend on all of us in and outside of the diaspora. So I'm very grateful for that. However, the emails are just too much. I try my best to respond to them, so I thought it best to get on this live today to clarify some questions that people may have. So let's start. The Brewerville community concept really derived from my observation, just observing Liberia and seeing lack of structure in some aspects, right? And planning, lack of the proper layout, some of these things I observe. And as an entrepreneur, your goal and your main objective is to solve problems, really. And so as I went back to Liberia and observed and I saw some of those issues, I decided, well, how can I solve the problem that I'm noticing? Should I sit here and blame government, or should I sit here for other people lack of development when I have the ability to change or to do something? So that's when it clicked, and it clicked, and I said, okay, how do I go about this? And so I approached the people who have the land in Brewerville. At first, they're telling me they're selling this piece of land to some Nigerians, and I said, wait a minute. Liberians can actually develop as well, and so I was able to convince them to give me the land for 3 months, and I said, look, give me this land for 3 months. I will bring Liberians to help develop their own country. The guy was like, yeah, you're kidding me. 15 acres? Are you really able to bring people, Liberians, to come and develop this land within this short time period? And I said, you watch me. And so fast forward, we are here into this community. But let me just tell you guys, okay, there is nothing successful without barriers, okay? You will always run into roadblocks, and this is exactly what I have observed. But I understand without challenges, a leader is not really tested. So during the course of this project, I have actually been tested to where sometimes I just want to be done with Liberian people. To be quite honest with you guys, sometimes I just want to be done. I just want to do my own project. I just want to go to Ghana, finish my houses, go to Rwanda, do my other investment, finish my individual things that I do in Liberia, and just call this country goodbye. But guess what? There's an inner feeling that tell me always that I have so much to offer to Liberia, because you know what, regardless of where I go and put my investments, there's a country that I must go back to. And it's called what? Liberia. So although some Liberians can really get on my last nerves, I tell myself it's for a bigger purpose. A purpose that when I'm gone, generations after generations will say, yeah, these people made an impact. This is the reason why I continue to motivate, to talk to you guys on my channel. So now let's talk about this Brewerville community. So when the Brewerville community project started, there were only 2 people within this community, and then we decided that, okay, let's turn this into a community. And Now, today, as we speak, there are about 35 plus people within this whole community project that we have developed. So the Bureau of your community is closed. I know your question is, do you guys still have space for me within this community? We currently do not have any space within the first community. We started the road project. The road project will soon be done. And after the road project, then we move on to the water system. After the water system, people can now start building the homes. Okay, so that is the first thing that must be done anyway. So the other question is, what's next? If this community is closed, Emma, what's next? What's next is the second community. As we speak, there are 23 members. There are 23 members in this second community. My goal is to close this off by May, October. So by May, October, I will be having about 35 members within the second. People tend to call me when I'm on live. I don't understand. Within the second community, we are trying to have about 35 members as well. The objectives are the same, but I have done some policy changes within the second community because you live and learn. And this first community have taught me so much about not just unity, but like when people stress. And so when I'm moving into the next community, I have to see how I can navigate better to help decrease my stress level. So the question is, what's next? We do have a second community. The third question is, are you guys accepting new members into the second community? Yes, we are accepting new members. As I said previously, as of today, we have about 23 members, okay? We have 23 members, and I'm trying to get this thing to 35 members and close off this community because then there's a third community that's going to be established in Magivy County. So, yes, there is space. However, I don't put people into communities because I want to sell land. No, 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 no. I would definitely vet you. And if you don't match what you're trying to achieve does not match with my objective or this community objective, I simply do not accept you within the community. So that just tells you I'm not desperate to have people in there. It's better to have more effective community versus just to fill up space. We're not cornerstones here, okay? People are not cornerstones where in Liberia people put cornerstone for decoration. Putting people in spots just because we want to fill things will not be happening within this second community. So there's space, 23 people right now. We are going to cap it between 35 to 38 members. And then I'm moving on to the Mangibi community. Okay, what are some of the guidelines that we must adhere to when we join this community? To be quite honest with you, structure kills our country. Lack of structure is killing Liberia. This community is completely different. You must adhere to the rules and regulations within the community. So, what are some of the guidelines of this community concept? Number one, you must be a part of all development that will be taking place within the community. What does that include? Road construction. You will be financially involved, okay, to get it done. Your opinion does also matter to get things done. Number two, the water system. Nobody depending on Liberian people water system, okay? Because when it's not reliable, then I don't want people crying, oh, the water is not coming every time. No, no, no. So when we can have our own water system, then we know what we are depending on. So members who are interested will definitely be pitching into the water system. Okay, we have a plan. The engineer already have a plan on how it's going to be. It's like a reservoir that's going to pump water into everybody's homes. Those not your polo tanks you have, okay? Those are your black polo tanks. This is not how this community is going to be. So the next thing is people have a time frame to build their houses. We are not in Cornerstone Country. This community, you need to build your house within a 2.5 years time frame after the water system has been completed. Without the water system, People are going to have wells all over the land, and we do not want everyone to have wells all over the place. Therefore, the water system must be done first before people start building their homes. So after the water system is done, your 2.5 years, 2.5 years starts to count. Okay. So if you want to abide by that, you're okay to be in our community. The next thing is we intend to have solar panels. I don't have time for LEC. I don't give a crap about LEC. LEC is very unstable. But with solar panels and having the country 50% sunshine and rain, you can use solar panel during the rainy season time. However, it's not going to produce 100% electricity compared to if it was the summertime. That's when you have a backup generator. So this is a system. This is what we're going to be paying for, solar panels. I've already know people in China that can send us solar panels. So these things have already been planned and well laid out. So everybody home obviously will be using solar system. So that's something that you have to agree to if you want to be a part of our community that we are developing. The next thing is we are setting up a community where it's going to be gated, okay? There will be cameras only on the outside, not in people's homes. Nobody want to spy other people when they're eating potato greens. I don't, but I do care. I care about potato greens. So I'll be spying those people that are eating potato greens so I can go ask them for some. We will have a security system. Oh, thanks, my dear. We will have a security system cameras in addition to physical system because how many times technology fail on all of us here? So we are going to have a security post where security are hired. This also help with employment where we are going to be hiring people in addition. So security fencing, that would be also a contribution by members of the community. Okay, waste management with when I was designing these plans, I decided that waste management will be contracted out. So we've already had two bids for that, for those who will be collecting trash. And it's a small fee by community members, okay? Nobody want a dirty community. I'm sorry. Nobody wants a dirty community. So therefore that would be contracted out as well. Now, this is one of the most important aspects. If you want to be a part of this community, you must follow the modern home guideline. I don't want to put my rooftop and somebody has a zing round. No. So within this community, you are not only adhering to everything else that I've said, the house that you're going to build needs to be modern, need to fall within a good standard, but it cannot exceed 2 floors. There's a beach side. So if somebody built 3, 4 stories in front of somebody who has a 2-story unit, you cannot see the ocean. And so everyone needs to have zoning. Okay, this is very important. We are creating structure within our country and within this community. Therefore, each home that will be built, the max is 2 story. All right. So these are some of the major requirements that needs to be adhered to before I can accept you into the community. But for some reason you say, you know what, Emma, I don't think I can do 2 out of 10 things on the list. I'm sorry, you cannot be a part of the community because, like I said, we are looking for people who are like minded and looking to see how we can create structure, how things can be different in the country, not doing the same thing, expecting different results. I know individually we can do our projects. Everybody in Liberia or out of Liberia can do project individually. But for things to move forward faster, more effectively, you need more people. It's better to go further with more people than to just be going by yourself. Everything by yourself, it just does not work well. So this is why I believe this community concept has been very good for all of us who are looking to help develop and imagine the job we will be creating within this community. Those who are going to be contracting the waste management, that's jobs you're giving to people. Think about it. We are creating jobs. Those who are going to be serving as securities, we are going to be creating jobs. Within that community, I have secured 5 acres for businesses. So what that means, we will be creating jobs for people who will be working within um, that community setting. Okay, people who will come to maintain the park that will be built next to it will also be people that will be employed with us. So we're not only thinking about this that, oh, I'm going to build my nice house, I'm going to have running water, I'm going to have electricity, waste management system, security, go to the beach, drink my mimosa, and that's it. No, no, no. We are making impact on a larger level. One, we are making an impact as a symbolic thing for the country where other Liberians can see and say, wow, these people are actually really serious. And if these young folks, older folks, whatever can get this done, I can also get it done as well. It does not only have to be building houses. You can think about it this way. We don't have rec centers in the country. Not we don't have a lot of recreation areas. Maybe you can turn this into a concept of recreation business, not just business, whatever. You can turn your concept into something else. Maybe Emma started apartments or a community, or now maybe it's a grocery store chain, just creating all over the place. So my point is, this is all motivation for all of you guys. If I can do it, you can do it. Trust me. I could buy the newest car with my money, but trust me, Liberia is like the top of my priorities. This is why I come on here and I encourage you and I show you what it is that we are doing in these various communities. Um and so, like I said previously, the second community will be closing that off soon. The members are adding up every day. And for that, I'm very proud of Liberians who are now like, the eyes are open. Um, yeah, exactly. The Liberians who are now open to helping the country shape in the direction we want to see it. Instead of complaining, people are saying, wait a minute, can I really contribute? How can I contribute? People are asking these questions. Really, it brings me so much joy. We are no longer calling to say, oh my God, that place is not good. But people now are very curious to say, how can I contribute? And I like this really much. Yeah, I like this very much. Um, so yeah, so those are the things that I've observed. And after this community is closed, I've already have a third community in Mangibi County, about 15 minutes from the airport. Thanks, King Jerry. And 15 minutes from the airport, that would be the third community. But you know, the thing with these things, is best to get development on the way to see, okay, maybe in community one, I didn't do this right. How can I improve with community number two, number three, number four, number five? And by the time I get to the 10th community, um, there will be a pattern. And I know our people very well, and I trust Liberian people for this. When we see somebody doing something, we want to do it. And if we can have thousands of us doing this, imagine how the country is gonna look. No, no, no. Think about it. Think about it. Before the community started, I didn't really think there would be a second community. What I thought in the future, it would be a second, third, fourth, fifth community. But then I'm seeing the people who are so encouraged, and it motivates me all the time. Even when I want to quit, honestly, I wanted to quit within the last month because this thing has given me a lot of stress. But then I tell myself it's actually bigger than me. So I need to get up, get over it, and press forward. Because what is it that I will see my neighboring country like Ghana and talk about how beautiful it is, how good that this is, how this is, when I have the ability to help change the narrative. That's what I tell myself. I'm not disabled mentally, physically, wherever it is. And of course, I'm not making fun of people who are disabled. But when I have the ability to move and to change or be a change agent, why does my personal emotions have to change anything that I'm able to do for the country? And this is why I'm encouraging all of you, if it's a community concept, it is about setting up a mentorship program in all of the counties, you are definitely making a difference. Oh, that's it. Somebody said hello to me. Hi, Sam. Hello, girl. Hello, how are you? All this people buying land there and there, you're trying to start bidding or not to buy an event yourself and start bidding. So let me just touch on something. I think I mentioned this previously, but if you missed my live, all of these communities that are coming up within the guidelines that I've set up, individuals must start building their homes within a 2.5 years period. What happens if somebody does not build within a 2.5 years period? I'm gonna take the land from them, develop the land, and sell the home. This is already in the guidelines. It says if you if you do not adhere to the guidelines within this contract, I'm going to take the land from you. I'm not selling it to somebody else. I have a construction company. I will look for the fund and I'll build the house and I will sell it because at the end of the day, we are not trying to keep up the same pattern of cornerstones being all over the place. And it just does not give the country a good outlook. And so, for this reason, it's important when you get on the call with me, there's 2.5 years you must adhere to it. So yes, nobody's just gonna be buying land and having it for decoration. Okay, not when I'm alive. But anyway, so yeah, so these are some of the questions that have been asked frequently. Recently when we done the live with Stefan, and also when Stefan went on live on TV, and when I posted my video about the community, and so like I said, the second community is called the Ocean Side Community, located in Royceville. Now, some people try to play tricks. The thing is, before I come on this live here, I've already calculated things. So some people try to play tricks and go to Royceville asking to buy land there and try to bypass the community idea. The truth of the fact is, I have already signed an agreement for 15 to 20 acres. So the moment you get there, they're going to tell you this is a community concept, so you cannot buy land there. So my brain people, you're not that. Don't try to be too smart, okay? Don't try to be too smart because at the end of the day, also, if you try to buy land right next to this community, the development after the fencing, you cannot get it. You just can't because at the end of only the alley roads that we are building within this community, you're not gonna get it at your own little one lot you bought, your two lots you bought. Don't try to cut corners. We are trying to develop the country here through these communities that we're developing. So you're going over there and trying to say, "Oh, I heard the people are developing. They're about to do community. Oh, can I get land? Oh," and then the people saying right back to me. It's like I don't understand what it is. Sometimes we like when we try to do. It's not helpful to you. It's not helpful to the cause. Oh, Modern Roofing, you got me on Facebook. Okay, yeah, I would definitely take a look at it. Sure. You have my Facebook name is Zawadi M Jarnan, so you can send me a message there as well. Um, so when you think about this community concept, you're thinking for long term. In 10 years, what are people going to say? In 10 years, where can we see our country? Instead of going home all the time and complaining, oh, that I cannot go to my house because there's no good road. Oh, there's no water, there's no electricity. These are some of the problems we are trying to solve with these community concepts that are coming up every single day. Yeah, please tell the people about your roofing business. So yeah. What other question? People have been asking me a lot of questions. So yeah, there's a limit in terms of how many acres a person can purchase. Nobody can buy more than 2 acres within the community because I believe, like I said, this is a community concept unity, and we need more people on board. Um, We need more people on board to join this community to help shape the narrative. Oh, you do modern and roofing in Sweden? Okay. Well, you can contact the person here who's asking you for that. Um, I think these are the questions. These are the questions that people have been asking me, and I haven't gotten to some of them. The calls, I just haven't gotten to them as well because I just returned from Barbados. Is staying up all night. I'm very tired mentally. Actually, I need to get some rest. But yeah, I am preaching to your community. So I'm going blank again. Hmm. I think these are the questions that people had emailed me about. So if you missed the live when I started talking about this community concept and all of the questions that were asked previously, let me give you a summary. Okay, so the first community in Burrillville, we do not have any more land in the community. Okay, the road work, as you guys have seen, Stefan talk about it, is on my channel as well. It will be completed relatively soon. The next project will be the water system. So if you want to be a part of that community, I'm sorry, we have no more space. However, there is a second community, which is about 7 minutes drive from this current community. So you still do have a chance to be a part of a project that is bigger than me, bigger than you, and is larger than you can probably envision. So we have that second community. Yes, I went to Barbados. I have videos coming up, but this my channel is not about lifestyle, so that's why I don't like to put like my personal stuff because I don't want no old man seeing me in my bathing suit and be like, "Oh, Zawadi, you wear bathing suit too?" As if I'm not a young person to wear bathing suit. So I just don't put anything on my travel except when I go to Liberia because I don't do anything else. But anyway, so I don't put these things there. I went to Barbados. It was nice. I went to Rihanna Drive. I went to the water. I ate a lot of food. I went to the night parties. I went to the day parties. I enjoyed myself in Barbados because it was my birthday. Okay. So yes, I did. It was such a good time. Anyway, so um so yeah, the first community is no longer open to people. So now let's move on to the second community. The second community, as of today, we have 23 members. Okay, we have our little WhatsApp group where we do introduction and people talk about why they want to be a part of such a project. And I still do have 3 people that I need to call and do some vetting and to see if they fit. And if I feel like they're a good fit for us, then we'll add them in. But if I don't think they are, then we'll be at 23 still as of today. So if you join this community, you understand the guidelines. And let me explain the guidelines. Summary, okay? One, everybody must clear the land. The whole land must be cleared, okay, by everyone financially. The second thing, we need to invite public works to come and do mapping of the whole land, the map, the alleyways, the roads, and everything within the community. Really? Oh my God! No, I wish I knew all of this. So then we will map the whole place. Okay. Because once this community is done, I intend to sign the community up in Google, with Google to be able to map each person house to have an address system. I've done this before when I used to do the Uber like app in Liberia where we kind of map places in Liberia. It's like a mapping party. Google allows you to do this. It can take a whole day. And so I want to be able to map the community once we are already established so people can have addresses in that community. So anyway, so that's why we need to have public works coming to lay everything out. So after they lay everything out, then we move to the road. Very important because this is a sandy area. The beach side is very sandy, so we have to make sure that we fix the road. Whether it's red dirt, before we put the tar, it still needs to wet. be done. So all community members will contribute. Imagine I was talking to one of my staff this morning. So I said, okay, so now these people think I'm starting community, so I need to get land in every community. Do you know how many houses I will have in Liberia? No, I can't. I just it's just impossible. I started to think about it today. As I'm developing, every one thing I need to have is space there because this is a development I came up with. I'm like, I cannot have all these houses. So what I'm deciding to do, if I have to get a place for each community, I would just build the house and sell it. That is something I need to do because I cannot have houses everywhere. I just can't. Um, so we will do the road, and then after the road work is done, I'm coming to it. Then we have to do the water system. We want to run a reservoir, okay? Not polo tanks. I don't even like polo tanks. So to be able to connect pipes to people's homes and not just have polo tank over house and then the pipes going from their house, it is like doing karate. The pumps are doing karate on the houses. It's just not cute. It's not cute. So anyway, so we want to do that system. And after the water system is done, then everyone can start building the nice mansions. But there's a catch. Within this community, we are not building any Zingwa house, okay? I mean, not say ugly houses because everyone, do know what they can afford. So within this community, the houses need to be modern. And the proposal that I've sent to everyone that I created, it shows example of how the houses should look within the community. It goes back to my guidelines. If a person is not adhering to the guidelines, I would take the land, I would develop it, or the construction company would develop it and sell the house. So it says in the guideline, no, if you don't abide by the guidelines, the land that you purchase you will be reimbursed. Will get your money back. And no, I'm not here to say I'll give you your money back. No, no, no. You will get your money back, and then I will build the house and I will sell the house. That's just what it is. So we all have to be on the same page. So after the water system, then people can start building their homes, and that's a 2.2.5 years time limit because we don't want to be a cornerstone community. Okay, we want to make sure we see. I want to look through my window and be like, oh, my neighbor cooking potato grain. Oh, let me see what that person do over there. You know, I don't want to look. I don't want to look over and be like, oh, my neighbor cornerstone blocking my view from the beach. No, 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 no. So anyway, so you get the point. So everyone needs to build within that time frame. As I said previously, for those who missed this live, why do people think it's okay to call me at this time? Okay. So, oh yeah. So those that missed this live when I first started talking, we already have two people that put in the bid to me regarding waste management system. I have to review their proposal to see how they're actually going to dispose the garbage. I'm not a big fan of just taking trash and putting it at dump site. I'm looking at the person who have a plan of converting this into waste, converting this this trash that they're going to be collecting, how they're going to convert it into something beneficial, not just go put it somewhere, take the trash from the community, now you're going to go dump it somewhere, then to create more trash issue in the country. No, 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 no. I'm going to see the plan. So two people, like I said, already submitted their bid for waste management. I'm gonna see what the proposal says. I'm gonna see if it makes sense. Then I'm gonna pick who's gonna be collecting our trash. And so within the community, somebody will have to be collecting waste. So that's a fee that people will pay. I mean, it's not gonna break the bank. Imagine you're getting solar panels. Where there's electricity, you don't have to be paying all this huge electricity, electric bill, water bill. You don't have to pay that. So garbage trash collection, I don't think it's gonna be that bad. So anyway, that is something that needs to be adhered to. The other thing is security system, security cameras. We all must pay for that too. We all must pay for security, and we must pay for the security fencing. We're gonna fence this whole property, this community, and also there's a security booth where security people will sit. Will sit initially. If we don't get to that point yet, It's gonna be just a that's names on the iPad, those who live there with the numbers if they're residing there at the time. Then the security can obviously call and say, "Are you expecting this visitor?" Look, guys, we pray for long life, but this system completely different. You already saw the road, so the project process already started. Me and I had to make talking lazy. Oh, I mean, I had to make action busy. Oh, that's all I'm here for. We are what putting things into action, not just talking. So the security post person who will be there will ask you, sir, woman, man, whatever, who are you visiting? If you say you're visiting Emma, I must know you are visiting me before they let you in. This is the kind of system we're trying to establish there. One major aspect is security. This is the reason why there'll be more security on site and there'll be cameras all over the place because security is very important and people access needs to be protected. So these are things that must be paid for. Another thing that I didn't mention on this thing is maintenance. I know maintenance in our country can be a big problem, but in order to have things looking great, we need to what? Maintain. Therefore, we will charge a small little maintenance fee of even the road that will be constructed and any other things within the community that need to be what? Maintained. So these are just some of the questions that were recently asked via my email and many of the calls that I received that I cannot pick up because I'm sleeping half of the time um, when people are calling late at night. Anyway, so yeah, so these are the questions. Any other questions, please, guys? Answer before I go have my lunch. Before I go have my lunch, any other questions? Any other questions? Any other questions? So yes, I'm excited. I'm really excited for this community. And I'm not gonna sit here and say there hasn't been times where I wanted to actually be done. um, there are barriers to any progress you're trying to make in life, and any successful person would tell you that they had to go through a few hoops to get to the finish line, and but giving up is not the option here. I just don't want somebody to think this process is easy. To work with people with different personalities, you must really stand tall and not just different people with personality, Liberian people with personalities, you must stand tall, okay? Because for sometimes I really wonder what the war did to us. Really. I wonder what the war and this whole war that happened in our country, what it really did to some of our minds that we are still stuck thinking the same way. Really. And so if we mind these things, some of us will just give up. We'll really just give up. But that's the difference between a manager and a leader. And so this community project will be done. Then the next community will be done. And the next community will be done. And then many of you guys will come to the country and you'll see Liberians and say, wow, a few years ago we were here, we are here, and we're moving here. So oh, thank you guys. And so that that's the spirit we need to have as a country and as people from Liberia. We need to say yes. We have to be the one to change what we don't want to see. We have to be the one to say, look, even though this is where the country is, but this is going to be my contribution. This is going to be my positive contribution, and that's how we are going to change the country. I 100% believe this. We can't sit back and wait for government to build roads. Yeah, is that their responsibility in terms of the bigger things? Maybe let's say electricity, let's say water, let's say roads. But then you have to ask yourself, the road ahead to your house, is the government really going to develop that road at this time? So then are you going to really wait for the government and allow your car to be stuck all the time when you know you have the ability and the mind to get it done? Why don't you come together as a group and get it done? Really? If you can do it Don't be waiting for government. Maybe the one day the government could see what you're doing, be like, oh, I'm impressed. But don't even be waiting for that either. Just do what it is you can do as a unit. Oh, Beijing food to Buchanan. Don't forget the Barclay president Labra from Barbados. You know what? Beijing food. What did I like? Shoot. I like a lot of. Okay, so I still eat healthy when I go on vacation. So I eat a lot of fish. The thing I like about Beijing food, the vegetables. Every food I order has vegetables. So much vegetables. I was so impressed. Okay, even if I order mac and cheese, which I hardly eat when I'm in America, but when I go out of the country, I tend to eat it. Have vegetables on the side. I order a lot of plantain when I was in Barbados. Oh, plantain, so good. Um, and you guys, your rum punch is okay. It's okay as well. But yeah, the food was good. I had a good time, and now I'm back to development in Liberia because I want people to also go to Liberia and be like, yeah, I had a vacation in Maryland County, and man, that place looks nice. I went to Breville, and man, that community and that place looks so yeah, these are some of the things that we think about as we are developing the country. And for those who really have taken the time to say, you know what, I want to be a part of this moment, you know what, I want to really extend my appreciation because I seriously cannot do this by myself. No way, no how. I can't do this by myself. And to see like-minded people signing up to be a part of this community, it brings so much joy that people now are thinking country, my country, my country, my country, instead of being so ethnocentric where you think only about yourself. We are now thinking as a group, as a unit, and that brings me more joy these days than before. When people are just like, oh, I didn't want to buy my land to build my own house. People are like, okay, how can I be a part of this movement? And that brings me so much joy. Um, and so, yes, I definitely look forward to the second community being done. By May, October, we have it in our action items to start clearing. So for some of you guys who are already in the community, if you're watching right now, you guys know we have it in our action items to start clearing the land, to have public works come and do the mapping, and for us to start on our road. Okay, so first community, people think they have road. We are second community too. We're gonna be starting our own road as well, and then we are moving. We move. We're moving. Um. So yes, I don't think I have anything else to add, but the simple fact that Liberians are making a difference these days, I'm very impressed. There will still be negativity. I know we like to be negative at times, but again, we have to really take the positive that we observe and capitalize on the positive, and for us to keep moving in a positive direction. Because as I say always on this channel, and I will say it now, a house is not a home. America is not your home. America is your house. America is like your 30-year fixed mortgage. Even after you pay your 30 years and you're old, you're not doing anything good yourself now, you are still paying on it. Think about it. After you pay your 30 years mortgage, you are still paying on it. Build a beautiful house in Liberia by the beach, secure it, neighbor, and tell me if you're gonna still pay mortgage. It's the truth. A house is not a home. Liberia, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of the outlook, regardless of how you feel, it's your home. It's the fact. It's the fact that it's your home. Some of you, you try to, speak a little American steez. Liberia is still your home. I'm so sorry. Deep down your heart is your home. You don't want people to keep telling you, oh, we come from one of the poorest country in the whole world. How do you feel when you know within yourself you can help change the narrative? That is my point. If you know you can do something about it, do something about it. Instead of sitting and complaining, so you know what? Maybe I never thought about building a house in Liberia. Maybe I will start with my little two-bedroom. Let me see how it goes, okay? Maybe I haven't been to Liberia in 20 years. Let me take a visit and be there for a week or two. Something will help you to kind of like you see things differently than what you thought about the country before. And I'm so impressed by other young folks that contacted me within the last week to say, "Hey, Zawadi, your little video inspired me, and therefore now I'm looking to help the Liberia." Kudos to all of you. Really, I'm so impressed. I'm really so impressed. My young aunt, who is actually younger, she's my young aunt. She's younger than me. The only time I call her aunt when I want two things. I want her to do something and I want her to give me something. Those are the only two times I call her aunt. And so she's been watching my videos. She came here when she was 2 years old. She is American all the way in terms of speaking, acting, chilling, all these things. But then she said, you know what? I want to go to Liberia soon. And I said, why? She said, because I'm so inspired by what you do. I want to go to the country and get to know and see how I can contribute. Because obviously she's doing well for herself. And so when I hear these things and I see young people putting things into these conversations into action, I'm actually very impressed. Especially those who were actually born here in the US or even in the UK and then taking the time to say they want to go to Liberia. I tear up because many of our young folks, oh, I don't know that country. That's my dad's country, that's my mom's country. I don't want to go there. But when you see these kids or these people saying, you know what? I want to go and see what the country is about. I'm impressed. And so we as adults need to model what it is that we need to be presenting to these people. So what we're doing in these communities, we're not doing it for ourselves. We're doing it for the generation that comes after us and the next generation of people we are to leave behind. A good name is better than millions in silver and gold. I'm telling you. You develop communities, you develop businesses, you help shape the country, you will forever be remembered. But if you just only think about yourself and how much money you're gonna make, we're all gonna die one day. So anyway, my lecture is over. Thank you guys for acting here today. I want to okay, this guy want to remember. Hi Angeline, thank you so much. Buchanan, yeah, Buchanan is such a nice place too. Oh my god, I wish I could do ballet everywhere, but right now I just can't. It's not possible for me to do it. So that's why I'm counting all of you. Any other questions before I proceed or before I can leave here and go have my lunch? It's 3 o'clock here in the great state of Portland, Oregon. Okay, I guess no other questions. The next update we will be giving you guys will be the road completion, the checkpoint, the security place for the road, and any other thing that follows. In addition to the investment, I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed by members of the investment group. I'm so impressed by their pours and how determined this group is. Really, I really thought it was going to be so difficult to work with 20 people in a whole investment group, but I'm actually really impressed. And everyone calling me at the time, oh, when are we going to do this? 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 And I'm just really impressed. It makes me want to work harder over time and to see things come to fruition. So to all my LIB mutual investment people, kudos. I appreciate you. I'm actually really happy to have you, all of you in the group. Really impressed by this group of people wanting to get things going and all of that. So you guys are gonna also get progress update for the investment group. Um, yeah, and all the great things that are happening in Liberia, you guys will also get update as I proceed. I think some of the updates that are coming, more fans of sports gonna like it as well. So we move. Take care, guys. Be blessed. Have a good day. Hopefully, when you guys are back on my channel, you're gonna see all of the updates and things that we're doing in Liberia. So take care. Goodbye. Bye.